Hello, welcome to part 2 of my video blog series on my preparation for my upcoming Sabbath School class at the 2013 South Atlantic Conference camp meeting. On the first video, I explained to you that I wanted to walk teachers through the process that I use to get ready for a Sabbath School class, with the hopes that if you see how these techniques and my procedures will work in a large setting such as a camp meeting, you'll be assured that it will work in your local church, whether in a general lesson study or an individual class. Now today I want to just show you some of the internet resources that are available to help make your study and preparation a little bit more efficient. I'll show you what I do. By no means is this the only way to do it, but it's the way that I found that works best for me. And if you're new to teaching, you'll find your own way. It's just a matter of time. And if you're a seasoned teacher, you might notice something on this video tutorial that might help you gather your information just a little bit better. So I appreciate you coming back for our session 2, and let's just take a look at some of the things that I do via the internet. As I mentioned before, this is the part of the process where I do most of my research to get ready to put together my talking points. And I just want to share with you some of the internet things that are available to you to help in your search and in your sort of like getting as much information as you can about the topic this week. Of course, everything is online, including the Sabbath School lessons, and I know for many of you this is your common practice, but I just want to share this with those who may not be familiar with the online resources that are available to you. I start first at the ssnet.org website, which will take you to the online version of the Sabbath School lessons. And if you look right here on the left, there's the weekly lesson, and there are two options. You can choose the Biblia edition or the Bible Gateway. I normally will select the Biblia edition, and I'll show you why. I find that it's a little bit more convenient because it allows you to do a mouse over on the particular text that the author has included in the lesson. Of course, if you like, you can choose, just click on the text, and the Biblia website will open up that particular selection in their Bible reader, their online Bible reader. Now by default this one is set to the New King James Version, but you have the option to choose the traditional King James Version, and it will change the text to that, or the New International Version, and you could see it along with the different references. If you click on one of the references, it will show you the text that's referring to the particular reference. So it's good to get a lot of background information on these particular texts. And also there are more options. If you click this drop down, you can choose more options to view it in, and let's just pick the Message Bible, and we see that it converts everything to the Message Bible. Now of course, as I mentioned, my habit is to read everything included in the lesson. I read every text, every Ellen White reference, everything that's provided, so I can get as familiar with the topic as I can. You will find, especially if you're a newer teacher and you're a little concerned about not being able to properly answer maybe some of the questions that might come up, it will help build your confidence greatly if you invest a serious amount of time in getting as much background information as you can. And of course that happens by taking advantage of the different texts that the author has included in this week's lesson. Now what I also like to do is, as I'm gathering information, I'll use my Bible Gateway website. That's a familiar one for me, and there's several of them out there, but I like this one because I can not only look up certain passages, go to certain texts, but if I'm trying to find a particular phrase that I just can't remember where the text is, I could put in, say, let not your heart And if you close it in with quotations, it knows not to look for every word. And then you can select, do you want to search the entire Bible? Do you want to limit your selection, your search to certain parts of the Bible, say to the New Testament? And then you'll hit search, and it will bring up wherever that is found based on the version that you're looking for. Okay, so now this is very helpful because I do research a lot of my material by finding corresponding writings in Ellen G. White's writings about particular texts. And if you search with newer versions, you won't be able to find them. So I always search via the King James Version. So let's say here, if I want to search, and let me just show you that now. I'm going to go first of all to the E.G. White writings.org, egwritings.org, and if you will select this website, it is a powerful search tool to find just incredible information based on your search criteria. So just for example, let me just show you how this works. Of course, there are more than just search things. There's online books. There's a lot of history. But for the sake of this discussion, let me just show you some of the searching. Now, let's say we wanted to, part of our research this week is on faith. And I wanted to just get some spirit of prophecy information on faith. Well, if I put in just the word faith, you'll see that it will bring back over 30,000 references from the writings of Ellen White on the subject of faith. Now that's a little daunting to try to search through. So what I try to do, either you can go back or you can use the search bar here, but let's just go back. I went back too far. So let's go back to the search, and instead of just putting in faith or say love or obedience, which will bring back thousands of references, let's narrow our search down. So I'm going to put in a quote. I'm going to say true faith is, and I'll select this. I'll hit enter, and now my results are more manageable. There's 28 different results, and I could click on each one. It will bring up the box, and it will give me some information or whatever she wrote using that exact phrase, true faith is. And you'll be surprised at how much good material you can get this way, because many times it will reference or tie into a Bible text that you might not have considered for this subject, and will just give you more information as you are gathering information. Now, what I take from this, let's say that I really like this quotation, I might highlight it, copy it. I already have a Word document open, but I might go to, and then I would just simply paste that information in, and I would just gather information that I find interesting about this week's lesson and save this, and later on in the week I will come back and start to distill through a lot of the information that I've gathered. But let's go back to this website. So this is very helpful. The E.G. White Writings website, it's a powerful search engine that will help keep you accurate in the conclusions that you're reaching, and ultimately in the conclusions that you're leading your class to. Now if we go back to the lesson, I just want to show you one more thing. The author referenced on Wednesday's lesson Prophets and Kings. Now we can get to the online book Prophets and Kings from this site, but I find that the whiteestate.org, I like their online books a little better. It's a little clearer to read and navigate. So if you go to whiteestate.org, and there's a great daily devotional that you should take advantage of. You can also get to the search site we were at recently. But if you would go here to online books and click that, you can scroll down and to the reference that the author had if this particular book is listed online, and this was where that chapter came from. We'll look back at the text. It was page 577, so we'll go back to Prophets and Kings and we'll scroll down until we get to 577, and here's where that text, that quotation came from. Now I share this with you because you would want to read a little before that particular quotation and a little after that quotation to make sure that you get the proper context. You'll find that to be very helpful. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that it was beneficial to you. And stay tuned for the next video blog, which I'll go into just what direction I'm going to take the lesson study this week. This is a great lesson to have this week. There are a lot of different directions we can go, but by God's grace, we'll find something that will make an impact on the hearers in our class. So thank you again for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next video blog.